Hello, my name is Brittney Smith, and I am a Mass Communications and Journalism major at Arizona State Online. I have chosen the Customer is Always Wrong podcast and blog for this technical writing course to analyze its online and social media presence. We've analyzed our site to be moderately effective thus far in its ability to communicate. The color schemes are appropriate and consistent for the voice of the site, and the content reflects the voice throughout the site as well. The voice of this site is funny, witty, and overall personal relatability. We create content from personal experience and stories submitted by audience members who either currently or previously worked in the customer service industry. The layout and navigation of this site are simplistic but effective. Even with limited menu tab options, the viewer is not forced to dig for desired content, as shortcuts also exist in the home page. As for visuals and multimedia, we operate as primarily a podcast platform where we currently have 12 episodes ranging anywhere from 30 minutes to almost an hour and a half. Our one thumbnail image is replicated across every episode link, however. There is currently only one blog post listed, and the only other multimedia included are the links to the third-party podcast playback applications, such as Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Music. These are represented by their respective icons that are displayed across typical social media platforms. Our website does have impressively high information quality across 3 of the 4 dimensions, such as intrinsic, contextual, and representational IQ, but it seems to lack a little in the accessibility IQ simply because of newness of the site and small public visibility. The contextual IQ reflects timeliness, relevancy, and value added with our bi-weekly publishing and our recent creation of the website in the last 5 months. However, the blog postings currently don't have a set frequency of publishing. The intrinsic IQ matches the needs of our audience perfectly with its presence of accuracy and believability with first-hand encounters, but the reputation might lack in positivity simply because the experiences relayed in the content are primarily negative. The representational IQ meets the needs of our audience in the sense that the language used is of a less formal context, utilizing slang or sound effects. This in turn presents an opportunity to include subtitles or scripts for the podcast episodes to enhance interpretability and ease of understanding. We seem to have minimal competition, as I did not come across any other customer service podcast platforms, but rather general barista experience ones, such as Boss Barista and The Barista Life. They both are comparable to our site but exceed in the option of offering branded merchandise. The only active social media presence our site has is on Instagram, where updates and notices for new podcast episodes are listed. We feel that our brand could significantly benefit from the additions of platforms such as YouTube or Twitter. YouTube was one of the internet's very first video sharing platforms. With the addition of YouTube, you can visualize the speaker, use props to explain the context of stories, and simplify the share feature with our audience members. Twitter, on the other hand, allows you to use less words, emphasizing the importance of word choice, give the viewer a sneak peek, forcing them to view the site for full content, and reach larger potential audience with use of hashtags. We mentioned earlier the fact that the thumbnail image for each podcast episode remains the same for all 12 episodes. This provides a boring appearance, if you will, because it does not give any sort of preview for the contents of each episode. By including a variety of different preview images, perhaps pictures of the subjects of that episode or eye-catching photos relevant to the industry, the overall appeal of the site would increase with accurate depictions of the content and the brand's personality. Our users might enjoy the idea of creating their own unique account to save and view their favorite pieces of content that we produce. With the login feature, our audience members could have their own library of favorite podcast episodes. Of course, an expanded library would also be necessary. The idea of account personalization could also allow for direct communication with the site owner, Sonia Carmi, with the concept of an in-house chat box instead of having to rely on the outsourced email option. Overall, we believe the content fitness of our podcast website concerning the customer service industry is sufficiently representative of our brand and our intended audience interactors. Relatability is the key factor to success here. I hope that you appreciated this overview of a website analysis and content strategy proposal I have conducted for our podcast site, The Customer is Always Wrong. We feel that these recommendations would greatly benefit our brand.